Not much. I got a couple fights I was trained. I was actually training Ivan for a little bit. Red Catch is supposed to fight. Um, just up here do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Helping train people and just keep myself in shape. Not much.
Right. You ended up you got Jake looking pretty good in his last fight with Nate.
Yeah, I mean that was actually Theo Chambers and Jay Leon. I was there though. I was helping a little bit, but not really. They wanted to do certain things for themselves. So, but it was good though. I mean, mentally, that's what it took for mental strength, mental toughness, because Nate is a tough guy. He just keeps coming forward, and you have to have that mental toughness.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, no exhibitions for you.
I don't think nobody want to do it, especially with me.
Yeah, especially the way you benching. Your bench
Yeah,
press is crazy.
yeah. I've always had a high bench press. I was always throwing bench press. Um, I was pretty strong on my legs too, but they always stayed small. They never got bigger. But the bench press, yeah, that was automatic.
Yeah, Jay Leon Love was telling me he's like,
He's like,
yo, Shane still got the power. Nobody want to do any exhibitions with him.
Probably not. Nah. But I was just trying, like, you know, um, I didn't know if they nobody really seen me except for like Jay Leon or or those guys. So I kind of kept a little quiet, like I still move around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I still spar with all the little youngsters and stuff like that. So yeah, they don't know. I can still do a little something.
So talk to me, man. Like, is like coaching one of these things that you're like planning to pursue, like fully, or you're just trying to like help out?
I like to help out, but um, after working with Jake, and I'm actually coaching this other heavyweight right now as we speak, like 6'8" from France or Spain, kickboxer. So I'm showing him how to do the boxing stuff. But yeah, I actually like coaching. Like it kind of when the fighter gets the victory, it's like I got the victory too. You
Yep.
know, so I want to like give them all my insights, not just throwing punches, but mentally, spiritually, how you supposed to approach coming to the ring. Because it's not all physical, it's not all the way you throw your punches or whatever. It's really what you believe in and how you believe in yourself.
100%. I still hear that you're still sparring. You're still sparring the guys.
Yeah, yeah, I spot all of them. I spot everybody, really.
Really? Not just the younger guys, but the older guys too.
Older, younger, whoever want to spar. I'm like James telling you, come on, get in the ring.
Yeah, I heard he's trying to get it in with Razor Reddick real soon.
Razor Reddick, yeah. Razor Reddick might not want to do that with James. I don't know.
They, I guess the contract is signed. He already sent the flyer. He
Okay.
yeah, I talked to him about it. I don't know.
How old is Razor Reddick? Isn't Razor Reddick old?
Yeah, he's old.
Older than
Uh,
they're about the same age.
yeah, exactly.
He was always bigger than James, though.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm. I don't know. It is what it is, though. I mean, hopefully they get out of the ring safe. You know.
yeah, yeah. Because well, James I know has been boxing, but he in the gym and got his own gym. I don't know about Razor Reddick, so Razor Reddick is just a crazy dude that just will do anything. But you know, James might be a different animal. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Right, right. Speaking about some of these heavyweights, we got Jared Anderson fighting this week, tonight, actually. Well, what's your beliefs? What you see in the young prospect? Well, he's kind of in contender stages right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that contender stage, but he seems. I mean, his skills and abilities seem really good. What is like 245 or something like that?
Yeah, around like 6'2".
Six. Yeah, this a little small for a heavyweight, even though he's 245, and because he's not like a Mike Tyson where it's coming at you, with that type of punches. But he's a great boxer. He can give a lot of people problems, kind of like what Usyk is doing.
He's
You
fighting
know,
tonight.
yeah, he's fighting too. Yeah, so kind of like what Usyk is doing. So, yeah, I mean, I like him. I think there's a he's a great prospect. I don't know how good he will fare with the bigger guys like the Deontay Wilders and the Tyson Furies and those guys. I don't know what they do with that. I don't think we've seen him with a big heavyweight like that yet.
No, I think the biggest was Charles Martin, his last opponent.
Right. So yeah, he has all the. I think he has. I'm going out on a limb on this. I think he has the best talent out of all of them. I just think he might be. I don't know. They had to come up with another division, like the what they call it, the bridgerweight division or something. Because now these
Yeah,
heavyweights they coming in at 300 pounds, 280, 275 with no problem.
right. Yo, you're absolutely right about that. Does he give you like a back in the day Chris Bird vibes, Jared Anderson?
Um, Not necessarily. I think he punches harder than Chris Bird, but I'd say they're
Mm,
just the same size. And
yeah,
Chris Bird is more, was a real middleweight. You know what I'm saying? He was a middleweight, light heavyweight, going to heavyweight. So he
right.
really wasn't a heavyweight at all. Even when
Mm,
he was fighting heavyweight, he wasn't heavyweight. Um, Jared Anderson seems like he has a little bit more punching power and stuff than Chris did, and seems like he's really more of a either heavyweight, cruiserweight, no heavyweight than Chris Bird was. So I would say give him the vibe. He just gives me the vibes that he has good speed. Good for his size and weight. He has everything is top quality. I believe all his
yeah.
punches, speed, power, movements, everything.
Just happens to be he's only 23 years old.
Years those with it, so he has time to grow to get to maybe no, that's it for the height thing, but maybe a little wider and a little more punching power maybe. He still
Mhm.
hasn't reached his full man potential yet, so he looks good to me.
Right. How would you match him up with the guy that's fighting tonight? That's unified. Alexander Usyk. Do you believe that's a cool fight? You think that's a good fight? Is that a competitive fight, or is
Yeah,
that too early?
no, I think it's a competitive fight because Usyk is running size, same speed stuff. It'd be very competitive.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I haven't really watched Usyk with his angles and stuff like that with the weird type of style he does. But Jared Anderson, I think that to me is a good fight. Even though Usyk beats the other guys, Usyk knows how to stay away from him. He knows how to like stay away, hit, stay away, hit, stay away. He doesn't mind being the boxer.
Mm,
You know? Whereas I don't know about Jared Anderson. He seems more like he's a boxer too, but he likes to get in there and mix it up as well. So you know it can get kind of hectic probably for him. Maybe it depends on how he approaches the fights when he fights these big guys.
right.
Mhm.
Um, I always wanted to ask you. When your fight with Mayweather,
Mhm.
you land that big right hand. Uh,
Mhm.
he clinches right away. You could obviously tell that he was hurt.
Mhm.
What were you thinking? What were your thoughts when you landed that big shot? You could tell you wanted to get loose to keep going. Obviously, I seen that.
Well, I thought even him holding him as I was like throwing him around, trying to get more balance, and I just figured I was gonna knock him out. I was gonna catch him another shot because when you get somebody hurt and they're like dizzy, they can't see the other shots really coming. So if he would have got caught with one more, then it would probably been over with. But he recovered real fast, exceptionally fast, faster than a lot of people that I hit. And I mean, that's just a testament to him, like the hard work he did. He worked very hard in the gym, and when you hit somebody like that and they're able to recover that quick, that means that they trained very hard. So
Right.
hats off to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, the conditioning. Like nowadays, people, it seems to me, once you get hurt, you get buckled. Um, they root you out. I don't know if it's the casuals that they root you out saying you don't got a chin. like for instance, Devin Haney and Linares. I mean, he kind of wobbled them in that fight. Um, but right away, people tend to just try to write people off once they see, that you get stumbled. Even with the Crawford too. You know what I mean? Like when he
There's
got
a
hit with Gamboa.
there's a lot of people that are not in boxing that will say certain stupid things. Oh, you
Mm,
have a chin. Oh, you have a chin. That doesn't necessarily mean you have a chin. Sometimes that means you do have a chin because you get hit by these powerful punchers. They can hit hard,
mm-hmm.
you know. But all professional fighters on that level, when you get to the championship level, mostly all I'm saying mostly or maybe 99% can actually punch. I remember me fighting all my fights, pretty much all the top championship fights, whatever. I was knocking people out, fifth, fourth, whatever round. Um, I still, at the end of when we did the test, at the end of the fight, I've always peed red blood. The
Mm.
first one, the second one was light, and then no more. So after every fight, when they put the cup in front of me, I would see blood come out of my urine.
And what is that? What
That
did you
what is
tell it?
that?
Yeah,
That's getting punched in the body.
and that's
I
stuck
don't feel
in.
it. I don't feel it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't care. It's like, yeah, a good shot, whatever. I don't care. I just keep going. But what I'm trying to make the point is that even though I knocked the guy out in the third round, fifth round, seventh round, eighth, whatever round I knocked him out, I beat him up. Margarito, any of them, right? Beat Margarito up. I still pee blood.
That's my favorite fight of yours.
Yeah, I mean, all of because if they hit you in the stomach, I mean, we all know how to punch. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why. So that means that anybody get hit right on the chin on the button and go down. It don't matter who it is.
Right.
You know what I'm
Hundred
saying? That,
percent.
that's the fear uh, for some fighters when they go in the ring is, oh man, if I get hit and go down, what am I gonna do?
Right. 100%. 100%. Now moving on to coming into the lighter weight divisions and then going up. We got Shakur Stevenson. That's what we calling him now. I mean,
That's right. No,
we
no,
have.
he deserves his sugar. He deserves. He got the smile and everything.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
deserves it.
yeah.
He got the
He said,
smile, the look, the talk. He boxed. He more like Pernell Whitaker, maybe more like Sugar Ray Leonard, and I was probably more like Sugar Ray Robinson. But he definitely got that sugar charisma. Sugar
"Yep,
Shakur.
100%."
Yep.
Um, your like fight that if you had to play matchmaker in that division, I mean, what's the fight that you want to see? Do you think Shakur is that top guy? Do you believe Tank's that top guy? Do you believe if Haney stays there, he's still the top guy with all the belts? Like, what you think?
Listen. I'm tired of playing the guessing game. You know what I'm saying? I want to guess this one, guess that one. This is gonna win, that one should win, and going back and forth. I'm tired of that. We've been playing the guessing game for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get in there and start fighting. I mean, that's my error. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, Secure say he the best. Tank say he the best. Haney say he the best. Come on, who's the best? I don't want to talk about it. I want to, I want to be about it. I want to see it. Let's go.
Mm.
Let's go,
Do you
champ.
No,
Good.
facts, 100%, 100%.
Mm.
Like obviously negotiations nowadays start to become more complicating from now compared to back in the days. Um, Explain a little bit about that. I mean, obviously you made tons of money in your time, but like for instance, Haney offered Shakur 25%, 30%.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
believe?
first fight. That mean he want to fight. He trying to blow the fight. I don't. Come on, man. Let's stop playing. Stop playing with the people. Just go ahead and fight. 45, 55, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you get the 55, give them the 45, and go about your business. Or, because of all the belts, 60, 40, maybe. I don't know. But I think it's 45, 55 because we know what Shakur can do. We know what all of them can do. When you on that level, right there, the top level, the top, let's say the top five or something like that in each class or whatever, some or maybe even top three. You top three in this class, they shouldn't be talking about, oh, I'm gonna give you 20% or 20 or 15%, some stupid 25%. No,
Hmm.
he's worth he's worth at least 45%. Let me see, 30, 45, 55, yeah, at least 45.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got the belts, but you know what I'm saying? He's worth that.
Right,
Give it to him.
right. Because
And if
he's
he don't
selling
have
out.
if he don't have the belt, then maybe, I don't know, he could probably do 60-40. Me, I'd be like, I would see I fought Oscar. I was supposed to get 10 million when I fought Oscar. I fought for 4.5. Like, listen, we fight it. Come on, let's do it again then. We did it again. I mean, it was probably stupid on my part, but I'm just saying, like,
Because you was
I
a
want
top
to,
guy.
I want to fight. He was the top guy. They gave him 10 million. They gave me 4.5 the first fight. The second fight, I was supposed to get the 10, and he was supposed to get the 4.5 or 6 or whatever. I was supposed to get the 10. I didn't get the 10. I could have said, I ain't gonna fight. Forget you. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
fight the second fight. But know what I
Right.
do? I'm like, oh, 4.5? All right, let's go. Let's do it again. Vargas
Mm.
4.5. Vargas 4.5. You know what I'm saying? Both times. Vargas wanted. I fought Vargas again. I stopped him because I was big, whatever. And he was complaining, saying that he was coming on, he's going to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to fight Vargas again. I totally beat him the first time.
Yeah.
Didn't have to give a rematch. And he's way bigger than me. Jumped in the ring 175 or something like that. I'm
Hmm.
like 160 something. So I didn't have to give him the rematch. But what did I do? Oh, you think you could beat me? Let's do it again. And we did it again.
Right.
And the same thing happened. So I proved to him and myself, listen, I'm the better man. You can't even get down to 54 anymore.
Hmm.
And I'm really not a 54 pounder, but you can't get down there, so you're weak.
Right.
And I have the advantage. So yeah.
Because you started at 35, right?
I started 135, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you basically saying like if I can't get the money in one fight, I'll just make sure I put a rematch clause. Is pretty much what you're saying, and we can just get the money regardless, or you're just okay
No.
with taking the shorter end.
I was at that time I was okay with taking the shorter end because I believe I was the best.
Hmm.
But I'm not telling them to do that. That's not what they should do. I'm just saying make it fair.
Right.
I don't think
Make.
I don't think they should do what I did. That
Hmm.
might be, like I was on something different. I think our generation was on something different. Like, we had more like, oh, let's go. And I think the promoters just kind of let us do it. Now the promoters want to, like, you know, play with the money and try to see how much money they can get.
And
You
what's
know,
crazy is back then there was way more competition. If you really look at the names,
so much competition, so much
crazy.
competition, so much, and everybody can fight too. And everybody was trying to knock you out. It wasn't no pity pat like trying to win on points and all that stuff. The game was, we want to win points, but we want to knock you out. We don't want to go the distance.
100%.
Even
And
even like you watch basketball, I was just looking at you watch basketball. It was elbow, punt. I mean everything. It's more physical. Those
yeah,
games are just physical, and we want to see that.
less charges on the block and all that.
All that, everything. You know what I'm saying? Even football is getting a little soft, probably
With the quarterbacks too, yep.
from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah. Pretty much the quarterbacks are not going to need to lift weights no more.
No, because they won't get hit.
Exactly.
Can't even touch
Exactly.
them.
When you look at the eye test, who do you believe possesses the highest IQ in that division? In your eyes, because we haven't gotten these fights. You know what I'm saying? So all we could do is wonder, like you say.
The highest IQ to me right now is Shakur Stevenson. I think he has the highest IQ in seeing stuff. The
Mm.
best, the powerful puncher would uh, be Tank. Haney has the longer reach, and is good, real good boxer, kind of puncher. And then who else we have?
Well, it seems like I'm gonna be doing an interview tomorrow with Frank Martin, and for the WBC, it seems like Shakur and Frank Martin are kind of in line for a fight next in November. What do
Okay.
you see in that fight?
Well, if I knew Frank Morton, I could probably speak on it better, but I didn't. I haven't seen him fight yet. Or yeah, this is the first time I've heard his name, and
Right.
that's a problem too. When you have a top guy like that, that's up there, that's rated number whatever he is, 5, 6, 7, or 2. That
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't know who he is because who's his promoter? They're not promoting or something. Who is it?
PBC. PBC.
Oh,
He's
so
under the Errol Spence camp.
Okay. So yeah, so if I was watching this of Earl Spence, I would probably see it better. But yeah, so I don't really know, and I can't discredit him. So oh, well, Shakur's gonna beat him this way or that way because I really don't know the kid. I don't even know if it's southpaw or right-handed.
Southpaw. Yeah. Yeah.
Or that's southpaw. See.
Yep.
Okay.
I understand. I understand. Um, moving up to the 140 division, we recently seen Tiafimo be very successful with Josh Taylor. We got Regis Prograis and Devin Haney entering the division as well. How do you feel as far as Devin Haney? I think Devin Haney's one of the bigger 135s, kind of having a hard time making weight, moving up to 140. I mean, you've moved up several divisions. How is it? Like, he's
I
only
think
25.
I think it's gonna make Henny even faster and stronger, more powerful
Mm,
because of his height. He can hold it. He can hold 40, 47, and maybe in 54. So when I went from 135 to 47, I was really a 47 pounder, but I was a big, big lightweight.
right.
So 47, you can see that I bring the speed and more power when I went to 47.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I fought my first fight was against Federer Rivera, I think he had just fought Pernell Whitaker or somebody, and Vargas at 154. And
Yeah.
came down to 47, and I went up to 47 to fight him.
I know you skipped 40 completely, correct?
Yeah, because I was going after Oscar.
You was going after Oscar. See, that's really testing yourself because honestly, nobody was touching that 135 like at all.
No,
Ring
no,
Magazine had you pound for pound. Period.
yeah.
It's easy another 5 more pounds. You could easily conquer the 140 division for sure. And it seems to me
I,
now it's gonna be a hot division now. What
yeah,
were you gonna say?
I don't know if it would have been easy. They had some tough competition at 142, but probably because I was fast and strong. Um, I left my amateur career at 140 in 1991, 92. So when it came to 99, that many years, I'm like, listen, I've been struggling making 35 for all this time. I say y'all later. I'm going to 47 to fight Oscar, and because that's a big money fight.
Right.
And actually, what people don't really didn't know was that in the Olympics, Oscar in 1992, he was 132. I was fighting 139. I was fighting 140. He was fighting 32. He was actually smaller than me.
Mm. Yeah, everybody's different, man.
Mhm,
Everybody's different.
mhm.
You already know, guys. We got 42 people on the live. We got a legend here, Sugar Shane Mosley. Let's get these likes up. Speaking upon your amateur career, for the new guys coming into wanting to watch boxing, as far as the fans, talk about it. Like, what was your amateur record look like?
I don't really know because I started before the boxing books came out. I started boxing in 1979.
Okay,
So I have like 250 plus fights, maybe like 10 losses, if
damn,
that. Yeah.
wow.
So I was winning. I started when I was 8 years old,
Hmm.
all the way until like let me see, when did I stop? Like 21, 22. I'm sure it says 21. So I turned pro at 22.
And did what was the first company that signed you was Top Rank?
No,
Ooh,
Top Rank wouldn't sign me because they had Oscar De La Hoya.
that's right. So who
He
who
wouldn't
did
sign
you
me.
sign with?
I signed with this guy, Patrick, this local guy, Patrick Ortiz. I had to wait. I had to wait to fight for the world title. I was 22-0 with 21 knockouts or something like that. Fight for my first world title. I couldn't even
Gee.
get a title shot because I was the wrong person. So when I went with Cedric Kushner, that was when I got a chance to fight on HBO and everything. They started recognizing me. I was actually more recognized in the East Coast when I was lightweight than it was in the West Coast because they was all going for Oscar, and the LA Times wouldn't write about me. On the New York Times and all the Washington Post, and all they'll write about me because they said, man, they couldn't understand why LA wouldn't write or say anything like about the fight or anything. And I had this record, and I was going over there on the East Coast knocking everybody out. Like, this guy's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you already know how the Coast boxing gets down anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. So they was like, so shouts to the East Coast. So they was man, they really had my back, and they was actually clowning LA, talking about y'all the sugar shame. He's like the truth. You guys ain't even writing about him. Are you
Yeah.
crazy? And that's what I'm talking about with this guy that fights Shakur Stevenson. I don't know him like that. I don't even know because everybody's on Shakur or on Tank or this or that one. But there's a lot of up and coming fighters right now that are probably like I was, like really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Mhm.
Um, so now talking about the 140 division, um, and that's a cool story because a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying about you, and that's just politics at its finest right there.
Man, I had to work. I worked Big Five, Athletic Express, Domino's Pizza. I worked all the movie theater, all that stuff while I was professional. And when I finished Kmart, it was one day my manager was telling me like, "Oh yeah, I was sure I was in the paper." This is before I fought for the world title, maybe '96 or something like that. And she was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Listen," I told her, I said, "I'm not gonna be. I probably won't be working here next year. I'm gonna be world champion." She was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. You're gonna be world champion." I said, "Yeah, I'll be world champion." She said, "Oh, that's great. That's really great. I need you to go hang up their bikes over in the back. I need you to face all the oil cans,
They ain't
and they
believing
go
you, Shane.
and they go to sport good the sports sport part and sell some fishing license." I said, "All right, boom," and did. So I was actually working. I made more money as an amateur than I did as a professional before I fought for the
Mm,
title. And when I fought for the title, I fought for $40,000. And then
40.
112, when it then started going up after I knocked everybody out. But before then, I wasn't making no money. Zero. 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 5,000 here, whatever.
So did
I
you
could
have
tell.
what?
I could tell a story when the same guy Oscar fought. I can't think of his name. Oscar fought for $500,000. I fought the next fight for $5,000.
Damn.
$5,000, and I stopped him just like Oscar did.
Mm, mm. Just missing,
So
just missing a few zeros.
just a few zeros, but I was like, and it still had to work after that. He didn't
And you
know.
said, "Man, that's crazy. That's crazy." Now, talk to me. So you get your first world title. You're with the local promoter. Um,
Now I was with the local promoter when I got my first world title shot. I was
who are
with
you
I
with?
was with I was with Cedric Kushner. Cedric
Okay,
Kushner, Cedric Kushner is the one. That's the reason why I got the title shot because he told me, and this is another thing. He said, "Listen," because I guess they watched me when they knew I could fight. He said, "If you don't sign with me, you won't fight my fighter. You won't fight my champion. I will not let you fight my champion."
that's how it
So I
is.
said, "Well, it looks like I'm signing with you because I want to be the champion. I'm fighting one of these champions.
So we talking
Somebody
a
got to fight
four.
me."
How long is that contract now?
The contract was it was like 3 years, but it was a good contract only because HBO was I was signing with HBO and him at the same time.
Got you.
So HBO will put me on HBO after dark. And I
Yep.
would fight. And then Roy Jones allowed me to fight on his undercard because he liked the way I fight. So he was like, can Shane be your undercard on the HBO? And I was always on the undercard of Roy Jones.
And who did you fight for that fight on the undercard of Roy Jones?
Well, that was the world title fight. The world title fight I fought was uh, now I'm forgetting his name. The guy from South Africa, Philip Holiday.
So I
Philip
mean, you got.
Philip Holiday. But then the ones like I can't remember
Yep,
the guys I fought
I
on the
remember
Uncharted
Philip
One.
Holiday.
You just look at you got to look them up. But it's the most of the fights that are after dark.
Yeah, no, I remember the. I know who Philip Holiday is. I used to play Fight Night with him.
Yeah,
Um, Damn. So now you get in viewership. Now you get in
right.
viewership. You're on
Like
what, HBO, right? HBO on the
HBO,
dark. Yep.
After Dark or HBO. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I wish they brought that back. To be honest with you, HBO
yeah,
back. It
yeah. I
would be
mean
nice.
they had to yeah, because the HBO actually made these promoters have to fight each other. They wouldn't put the fight on if it wasn't a good fight. They'd be like, nah, he need to fight this one.
Mm-hmm.
They was kind of like the second promoters, like dictating, like this type of stuff wouldn't happen. They'd be like, no, we won't put that on because we need to see, Devin Haney and this one Shakur fight. We need to see Tank and this one. We pay for this, so they
Yeah.
would demand the promoters to make the right fight.
Yep. The
Now they
promoters
have
and the
their checks and
matchmakers got to
balances.
work.
Now,
Yep.
yeah, now the promoters can do what they want to do now.
Yeah. Because they
Try to
sign
make
like a
money and
yearly
stuff.
deal and shit, and then we get a
Yeah,
whole bunch of mismatched fights, and then
yeah,
once a month we get something.
yeah. HBO wasn't playing that. They say we got two fights on TV. We got to put our money for it. We're gonna put our money up. This is what we put our money to.
That's
you
fire.
know.
That's fire. So, breaking it down, 140, we got Teofimo Lopez, and it seems to me that Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney are like a big fight down the line. What do you think about that fight stylistically?
Stylistically, I think Devin Haney has the height. It's gonna be hard for Teofimo Lopez to get inside. Devin's gonna be moving around, long reach. I think he goes the distance, but I think Devin can probably outpoint him unless Teofimo Lopez can get inside some kind of way. He has speed and power, to more power, and about the same speed. But Devin is just a little taller, lankier, and bigger. He's big too, so it's not like he's just tall and lanky, but he's he has some size to him. So
Yeah.
um,
Teo got to fight like you in that fight.
yeah, he's got to put a lot of he has to put pressure, a lot of counters, a lot of bait, a lot of it's a whole lot of strategy he has to put into it. It'll be a tough fight uh, for Teofimo. Not because Devin's hitting so hard and is gonna knock him out or something. It's just because of the style. I think that style is gonna could give Teofimo some problems.
Right. So do you favor Haney in that fight? You believe outponing him? Or are you talking 50-50 here?
I'm just going back into my head right now. I'm thinking I favored Devin for the decision, and I favor Teofimo Lopez for the knockout.
Also, there's a possibility that
Yeah,
Teo can get the knockout.
yeah, he had the power for it, speed,
Right.
power.
Right. Guys, I will be getting into some of these comments in a few. Just we're gonna get some content from Shane right now. But make sure you guys smash the like button. A lot of people got great things to say. You know what I'm saying? They want to go back and talk about the Margarito fight and all that. Yeah, well, I'll get into one of them real quick. Is what you did to Margarito is like what Bud did to Spence. What do you think about that?
I you know what I have to agree with that one. Yeah,
Mm.
different. Yeah, I would say yeah, it was kind of the same.
And it's funny because I actually talk about when I talk about Spence, I actually give that comparison. It's like he's a big, over like weight drained welterweight. He's
Yeah,
basically a black Margarito.
yeah, yeah. Well, not really. Not I wouldn't say that per se. I just because Margarito, it was hard for Margarito because he had the style, the Mexican style that I'm used to, that I grew up fighting.
Correct.
Just does not work with me. Even when he fought Cotto the second time, Cotto's face still had little bruises and stuff on it, and it still was a pretty good fight until they stopped it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it wasn't like it was much changes a little bit because of the Plaza Peril. Um, so some people have more problems with different styles, and I think that Cotto had more problems with that style. And for him fighting me, it's like that was it was more easier for me. I think just because of the
Right.
style. Yeah.
Um, you know, there was a topic that they brought your name up gearing up to that Margarito fight. I think it was your pops was watching Margarito wrap his hands. Is that the similar? Was that the same thing as what um Cool Boy Steph was trying to talk about when he went to Japan for Inoue, or is that a completely different topic? Like, was that a completely different rapping?
Well, you know that my father wasn't the coach at that fight. Actually, it was brother Nazim Richardson.
Nazim, yes, correct.
Nazim Richardson. So Nazim liked to go in and watch people wrap their hands on stuff. Like that was his thing. He'll wrap my hands real quick and go over there and watch them wrap their hands. As a coach, that's just what he did. So maybe he got some kind of wind that something's going on, and he wanted to make sure. I don't know about what happened over there in was it Japan or China?
Yeah, that he was stacking the ham wraps. Is that something different than what
Yeah,
Margarito was doing?
that's gonna be different. That's different because Margarita, what he had was plaster apparel, which turns into a cast.
Some type of solution that was wet, correct?
It was well, no, it's not wet.
It would
It's
harden up after though.
after it gets wet and sweaty when you're fighting. So it wasn't hard when they did the thing. It was just dust coming off of some kind of particles and stuff coming off the wrap.
Dust.
So
Okay.
when they start fighting and sweating and all that stuff getting into it, then it'll start hardening up because of the wetness.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't add water, or maybe they did put some water in there. I don't know.
Right. Right.
I don't know the formula to that, but that's different from a lot different from what Mark Real did. You know what I'm saying? Or what's his name? Indu.
Anyway, yep.
Anyway, a lot different from what Indu did. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
you can they're just trying to protect his hands and put probably extra tape or something like that. But I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it's a big difference actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, So, going into that, continuing that 140 division, we got Regis Prograis and Devin Haney trying to go at it. Stylistically, how do you like that fight, and who do you favor?
I don't know. That's a good fight. Um,
Interesting.
Interesting fight because I don't believe Devin Haney can keep Regis off like that. And Regis gonna be is good but he could keep the jab and do certain things, but I think it's gonna be harder for him because Regis does have good footwork where he can get inside and get away. Even though he had a hard time with the Cuban guy, those Cuban guys they have real good feet.
Yeah,
I know.
his last opponent,
Yeah,
Daniel Varela, he's Puerto Rican. Yeah,
Puerto Rican. He had really good feet. They
yeah.
moving around really good. So uh, I don't think Devin moves like that. And Devin's punches a little longer where Regis get inside. I can't just say Regis will win, even though I know he believes that he's gonna, walk him down or, do what he needs to do to get him.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a good fight. I can't really call that one. I really don't know.
Do you think that when it comes to the champions at 40, do you feel like Regis is the lowest fruit hanging? You know what I'm saying? Obviously we have Rolly, which I believe that he really is as well. But like when we talk about the next guy, I mean who do you think Teal's the top tier in that? I mean, we got the IBS Subir Matias. I think I told you to check him out. Did you check him out yet? The IBF guy?
I haven't checked him out yet, no. But I'm gonna say this. Um, Regis has been there for a long time.
Hmm.
At that way, he's comfortable and probably a big 40 pounder now. He's not just a 40 pounder; he's a big 40 pounder. So
Hmm.
Regis, me, I don't look at it from the fame Paul. They talk about Teofimo Lopez. They talk about this guy or that guy, whatever. I'm looking at it from a fighter's standpoint. I think that Regis, as a fighter, will be the man to beat. Maybe not for the paycheck and the money because he ain't made the money they made.
Yep.
But that's just like me and Oscar fight. Oscar was making all the big money, and I wasn't. But did that? So they felt that he was the bigger guy, the better guy, whatever, because everybody knew who he was. That doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean that he's the best guy, just
But if
because
you
people are
beat
talking about
Regis,
this or that one. Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm
if you
saying
beat
Regis
Regis, he's a notable name at that weight class, is what you're
is
saying.
notable because Regis has been there for a long
Right.
time. He's been
Hmm.
fighting there, and now they got he's a big 40 pounder. He's not just a 40 pounder anymore. He's a big 40 pounder. He probably go to 47.
Right. Right.
So yeah, you have to go. You have to see Regis. I
Mm.
think as a fighter. Now,
Right.
as the fan, and people will say, "Oh, this, that, whatever." Third, uh, you probably want to see Haney and Teofimo or somebody, for money fights or whatever. Even though I think Regis money too, it's a money fight too, but probably not as much as those. All you want, I would like to see Regis and the other one you said. What's his name?
Subriel Matias,
Not Matias. The other one,
Rolly.
Rolly. I'd like to see that one.
Yeah.
That'd be an exciting fight because Regis kind of comes in, Rolly comes right in, and
Mhm.
you know, I think that'd be an action packed fight,
Yeah.
and it'd be some money.
Yeah. That's true. Rolly is a draw for whatever reason. He is a draw.
He's a draw, but you know what I'm saying. He come out, he fight, give you 100%. He give you everything he got, and both guys are kind of aggressive. I think that's a great fight.
Right. Right. Um. In the same token, you know what I'm saying? The 47 division. Uh, Terrence Crawford is a big trending topic right now in the boxing industry.
Right.
He's pound for pound number one. Last time I talked to you, you said that you had Terrence Crawford winning in the fight. Everything you said, basically, he has more tools, more traps, more ability.
Mm.
Obviously, everybody was trying to figure out if the size was going to be a difference. Did you see the fight going that way?
I didn't see the fight going that way, but I did see Terrence putting a lot of punches to him. Um, Spence, to me, not one dimension, but he has that left hand, but he's kind of, even when he's working out, he's kind of stiff. It's really stiff, and I think that's because of him trying to lose weight, trying to get down to the weight or whatever. And it looked like in the camp, his main objective was to make weight, not to figure out how he's gonna get to Terrence Crawford or what he's gonna do. It was like I gotta make this weight. Once I make weight, everything's gonna be good.
Yep.
And that's not true with some fighters. You have to see certain things they do, certain habits. He only tend to the double a jab and try to hit with the left hand, but that's all he can do. That's all he
Mhm.
thought about doing. There was no other tricks, no setbacks, no like put him in traps or something. It was nothing. It was just him just fighting.
Yep.
Um, and it showed that he's been out of the ring for such a long time, and it showed that he was weak. I mean, getting hit with jabs and falling down, and the little, check hooks and stuff, and falling down, he seemed like he was really weak. His legs were weak.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because gearing up to the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight,
mm,
he looked very bloated, and that was only a few months after that they fought. So it
right.
was just a fat camp, like you say, you
Yeah.
know. But nevertheless, you believe more was the weight drained and going against an elite southpaw. He came in southpaw the whole time.
Right.
Probably wasn't ready for that. Um, uh, you think in the rematch, anything different?
I think Spence was ready for the softball because that's really what what Terrence Crawford is. He's more of a softball than right hand. He can fight right hand really good, but he's naturally a southpaw.
Yeah, but who do you
That's
bring
what he
in
fights.
camp? Who do you bring in camp to emulate that style all the time? You got Terrence that's working with Shakur to make him sharp.
That's a southpaw, right? And then I don't know who he brings to camp for. I mean, he could have had Lara in there sparring with him because they did the same camp pretty much,
Yeah.
you know. But I don't know. I think that it might be different. Okay, I think that Terence Crawford wins at 54 too.
Hmm. The same
I
way.
not the same, maybe not the same way, maybe a little different because I think that Earl Spence will have more power, more energy, more pizzazz. Um, but I think it'll be a better fight. I think that Crawford will, will win, probably unanimous too. But it'll be a better fight than it was.
So it'll live up to it more as expectations at 54.
Right. I think so. I think that give him a chance to be able to put some weight on. I mean, or to be strong, work
Right.
out and work on stuff. Work on traps and different things. You
Right.
know, because this time he probably didn't have no time to. And then I know when you get to a certain weight and you try to make weight, you're so
Hmm.
weak. You just like you slow down. Nothing works. So him being that big, that's definitely what happened, and that's not Terence Crawford's fault for him. You know, not being professional, not being the champion that he is. It's not his fault.
Right.
He did what he's supposed to do.
Do you think by any means in that fight, Terrence Crawford was carrying him to make this fight look a little more to live up to its expectations, or do you think that the people that say that are just saying stuff?
I haven't heard that he was carrying him, and I don't think that Crawford was carrying him. He might not have been fighting as hard as he could because he didn't have to fight that hard. He's probably wondering. He was probably wondering to himself, "Is he trying to set me up with something?" Like, bam! Oh, he went down on that jab. Oh man, what? Wow! He's probably talking to himself like, "Damn! Like this is way
That
easier.
easy?
This is way easier than I thought. Like this can't be. He had to have something up his sleeve. I gotta watch out for him. Let me see what he's doing." You know what I'm saying? He probably was like a little bit like, oh, he trying to be tricky. He trying to like trick me into something. Because he
Yeah.
could, you know what I'm saying? Nobody could believe it. You know what I'm saying? He probably couldn't believe it either. He's like, wait a minute, that
My hardest fight is the easiest fight.
yeah, he just went down the floor. Like, no, that don't make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they was carrying him. I think he was just being, he was sitting back. He was being cautious, but just kind of sitting back and seeing how the tide's gonna change. If anything's gonna change in his power or his speed or his countering or something. He said something got to change. Like you got to do something, and he just keep hitting him. But he keep going down. Like, oh well, he just don't got nothing tonight.
Right.
He don't have nothing tonight. I
Right.
don't think it
Right.
was carrying him. I just think that he was just observing the situation a
Hmm.
little longer than probably he probably could, should, or whatever.
Right. So I'm gonna get into matchups with him right now. Um, he's approaching 36 in September.
That's
He's
young.
fine. What was that?
I saw fight at 46, but go ahead.
Right, right, right. And he takes
That's
care of his
young. He can do
body.
it. He can
Yeah,
do it. He didn't kill his body. He ain't been fighting a lot. He's been, recently, so he's doing good. He's perfect.
but he's finally getting his just dues from the boxing world that he is who he say he is.
Exactly.
Um, um, it took this long for that. People are trying to compare careers of him and Floyd already.
Right.
Um, you know, we'll go into the first topic, guys that make sense for him right now. In the fight, second knockdown, he's on the ropes. He gives him an uppercut, goes to the neutral corner, looks straight at Jamel Charlo, and
Mm,
says, "You're up next," like how Durant did to Benitez back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mm, mm.
Um, that matchup right there. Terrence Crawford and Jamel Charlo. I think last time I talked to you, you're pretty cool with the Charlos. You've been around them a lot, right?
Yeah, they were in my camp. Well, not they. Only was it Jamel or Jamal? I think
The
Jamal,
youngest?
the biggest one.
Okay, Maul. Okay.
So
So
Jamal, when he was in my camp for three camps, I had him. Uh, I was sparring with him all the time. You can see they fight a little different.
correct,
You know
correct.
what I'm saying? And then him being in my camp, he's probably more aggressive than Jamel. Jamel's
R-
more the boxer, like really sharp. He's more like I'm trying to get you out of there. The
Yep, exactly.
mentality's different. He's been
Correct, correct.
hanging around me in my camp. That's what happened. Hanging around
So
me, it rubbed off on him. But go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, that does it happens. It happens.
It
So
happened.
what do you think about that matchup with Terrence Crawford and Jamel Charlo?
I think it's an interesting match. Jamel's going to be the bigger fighter, but Jamel doesn't it doesn't seem like he punches with that type of intensity, but he does. He's going to have power to Jamal. I mean, not to Jamal, to Terrence Crawford. Terrence have, I believe, probably more tools in the shed.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely got the speed and the footwork.
he, he has speed footwork, but I think that it's going to get into a battle where they're going to it's who's the toughest. Like you're the little guy coming up to my weight class. I'm bigger than you, and he's like, well, I don't care. I'm strong. I can you know deadlift 500 pounds and do this, that, whatever. I'm just as strong as you. That was my thinking. I'm like the Terrence Crawford. Um, so man, I I lean towards Terrence Crawford because I think he's gonna probably catch you with one of these funny right uppercuts or left hands or whatever. But at the same time, I can see him trying something, and I can see Jamel throwing a 1-2 right out in the pipe, boom, boom, and catch him putting him on the seat of his pants because
Hmm.
he gets a little. I don't know if it's cocky or if he's like get a little macho instead of being more cautious. So he might not be as cautious and run into something maybe. Um, but I still kind of give the edge to Crawford. But I can see Jamel, doing something like touching him with some shots.
You think that would be more of a competitive fight than what just happened with Spence and Crawford?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mm.
I think that if Spence went to 54, it'd be a more competitive fight.
Okay. Okay. So you're really high on Spence being at 54 and having a better performance.
Right? He can't fight 47 no more. Yeah, he can even go to 160 and fight.
Yeah. Mayweather made a comment saying that he should be fighting at 60 or 68.
He could fight. I don't know 68. He has to fill into that, but 60 would probably be a good weight. 54 would be kind of little, but it'll be he should be sharper at 54 because you got to work for it just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
47 is just too much
Right.
for him.
Um, yeah, 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 absolutely. Now, even Crawford said, that he would fight, a former opponent that you fought, Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
You know, talk to me about that matchup. This is going to be at 68. He wants the winner of Jamel and Canelo at 68. Is he biting a little too much than he can chew, or you believe skills pay the bills and he can accomplish that
Well,
win?
both of them got skills.
Super skills, both of them. Yes.
Both of them got skills. So the skills not gonna pay the bills on this one. It's
Right.
gonna be, like I said, I'm just like Chance Crawford. I believe I'm strong as hell. Even right now, I'm strong. Crawford's strong. He's like, I can fight any of these guys. He probably can. A lot of these guys. Um, but when you get with somebody that has skills just like you do, IQ just like you do, but two weight classes bigger than you, maybe three, that's a lot. It's kind of like, I was bring the equation to me fighting Winky Wright. Winky I wasn't a 54 pounder, but
Yeah,
I'm like, I was a 47 pounder fighting at 54. I was like, I'll fight all y'all. because I believe I'm the best. I was like I said, I'm like the Terence Crawford mentality.
Hmm.
Um, so I just think that yeah, I mean, it could be it could be pretty competitive. It could be fun, but at the end of the day, I think that the size difference is gonna be the factor. Because Canelo's fast too. Canelo can move. Canelo knows how to counter really good. Knows how to fight southpaws good, all right-handers. You
So
know,
yeah, so experienced.
he's got so much experience from fighting pro probably when he was like 15 years old.
He's
So
actually younger than Terrence.
he's
By
actually younger than Terrence.
He's younger than Terrence by 2 years.
Actually younger than Terrence. That's crazy. So um yeah, man. I think it'll be an interesting fight, and I'll definitely want to watch it and see what Terrence can do and what Canelo's gonna do. Just as it's a great fight to watch, you know. This is this is what we want. We want fighters to be like, listen, I'll come up and fight you, or I'll fight you, you, and you. Not oh, yeah, I'm gonna give you. I'll fight you, but you take 25, and I'm gonna take 75 or 85, whatever it was, 75. No, come
Yeah,
on,
this
man.
is this is what you're traditionally used to, where 'cause you're cut from a different cloth. So, like, do you think that's the biggest fight in boxing?
Which
Terrence
one?
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez?
I wouldn't say that's the biggest fight in boxing. Maybe it's a big fight. I don't know if it's but it could be the biggest. Yeah. I mean, it's not. It won't be like what's the fight I'm thinking of like a Haney or and King Davis or something. They're more the same size. You want to see, like who's gonna win about in the same weight class. This is
Mm,
kind of like I wouldn't say experiment fight, but more of an experiment. Like, okay, what could he do if he go to 168?
I
You
like
know?
that you said that. Nobody really broke that down, an experiment fight, because that's
Yeah,
exactly what that is.
yeah, it's an experiment. Okay, what could he do? And Terrence is ready to go for the challenge, which is great.
Mm.
That's what we
See,
need. That's what we want.
experiment fight sounds way better than a fantasy fight.
Right.
Fantasy fights like it's not gonna happen. Experience like that's you're on point. So going off of that, right? That
Yeah,
theory,
experiment. Yeah.
experiment fight with Tank Davis and Terence Crawford. Is that experiment or is that a fantasy?
We're talking about for who? For the fans or for Tank Davis?
Shit, I mean, y- well, talk to me. Like, what do you see in that? Like, do you think that's an
oh
experiment
man.
for Tank?
That's definitely experiment for Tank to see if he can actually get up there and take the power and knock out Terence Crawford like he's knocking out all the other little guys he's knocking out.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't think so, brother. I
Is that
man,
more of a fantasy for you?
that'd be like a yeah. I yeah. It's fantasy. It's like yeah. That's the fantasy. It's like yeah. They can go ahead and do it, and I'm already thinking Terrence is just way too big for him, and Terrence got like you say oh skills pay the bills. Yeah, Tank got skills, but Terrence got skills too, and he's way bigger. So which one wins?
Hmm.
You
Mm,
know? And I know it's hard to go up and fight guys that are way bigger than you. I know Terrence is way bigger than Tank.
way bigger.
Way big, way stronger probably.
Mm,
Tank don't believe that though. Tank that he just as strong as them. He don't believe that.
right.
Which is cool. That's another is that belief system. You have to have that to
A
be
hundred percent.
great. To be great like that. So yeah, man. Yeah, I just see Terrence is just way too big, way too powerful, way too like tall and rangy and just everything.
A little too much. A little too much.
It's too much. That's gonna be a little too much, you
Right.
know.
Um. And at the same time, sticking to Terrence, a lot of people, a lot of East Coast people at that, want to see the Jerron Ennis and Terrence Crawford fight.
Now that's a good fight. But see, Duran doesn't have as much, I guess,
Pop-
pulling yet like
Popularity.
all them. But that's actually the best fight for Crawford.
You think that that's the best? He possesses a bigger challenge, Ennis, than a Jamel Charlo.
Hmm.
People want to know.
That's a good question. I kind of think so.
I
I
kind of
think
think so
so.
too.
I think so because he Bob's way is good. He can switch both hands. He has good power, speed. As
Great
young,
instincts.
great instincts. Can see, like I think that's probably the better fight.
That's the most 50-50 fight today for Terrence.
Yeah, that'll be a more close fight. But I mean, Jabel Charlo's 50-50 too, because Jabel is a little bit bigger. Like that's a really good fight too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's boxing. A one punch can change anything, so you can't bet
Yeah,
against that type deal.
that's like all three of them. That's such a good round robin for all of them.
Yep.
So I would like to see each one of them fight each other.
Mm.
Honestly, like all the Canelos and going to fight Canelo and all that stuff. No, I wouldn't do that. But I mean, he's getting money, so kudos for him for trying for taking over his brother's fight. So kudos for him. You know what I'm saying? But the fights that I would want to see that like that I think that are like in the same realm or whatever, those three right there. Canelo, I mean not Canelo, Charlo, uh, Boots, and Crawford. Those are three of the top. These are the fights that need to be fought.
Right, right. A
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. We definitely need to get these fights, man, because well, that's all we're missing, really. At the end of the day, that's all we're missing.
Yeah.
Um, you know, going into do you and you still believe Benavidez is the top dude? I mean, it seems to me they're gearing up a fight with him and Demetrius Andres in November. I mean, how do you see that fight? I know you're a big Benavidez guy.
You know, I haven't really studied DeAndre that way. I mean, I see he's a great fighter and he's a great champion. Um, I don't really know. He was saying some things that I thought was interesting that you know people are not stopping what he does good or something like that, like where they can control his movements and all that stuff, which I don't think they can do. But if he sees something and he's a champion, then that could make the fight harder or different. You know what I'm saying? Like he might see something. I don't know. I still say David Benavidez is going to, he walks people down. He knows he has old school like values. He's throwing punches from every angle, tall, rangy, and he's coming to get you. Um,
I think that was
so
my boy's interview, Punch, that Demetrius said that he studies body mechanics.
body
And
mechanics, yeah.
and because of those body mechanics, he feels like he can expose Benavidez, make him move ways that he can't move. That you thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting as well.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's what I would do. I would study body mechanics. That's why I study what he's doing, how he's moving, when he takes a step, all these different things. Which I think that he's right about a lot of things, but I think that he might be uh missing out on some things too that he's
Mm,
probably not aware of because Dave Benavidez doesn't fight like a regular fighter, like the fighters that fight today.
yeah, old
He
school.
throws he throws them differently. The punches don't come from way back here; they come from right here, right. So it's hard to move out the way of hard to body to bob and weave from them.
It's kind of like a Winky situation, kind of.
It's like a Winky situation, but a powerful Winky. Because Winky
Yes.
didn't punch hard. He punches hard, so you have to watch. You have to respect everything he throws.
Mm-hmm.
Winky, you just get hit. You get hit with a couple of jabs, and you try to come back with your shot at the same time he's punching. But with him, you're not going to be trying to come back with it. You try to get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Winky, I might be trying to come out. I might be trying to get him with a counter shot or something. Yeah, he might hit me. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna get you back.
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get you. So I had a puncher's chance, even being littler. Really didn't, but yeah, something like that.
Something else that David Benavidez does very well, very similar to you, is you guys punch off the clinch really well. You guys can
Yeah,
unload a lot of huge shots, and you don't. A lot of people get smothered, and
yeah.
you guys have a certain type of punch placement
That's
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 dangerous.
that's Mexican style right there. Punch on the clinch. Can be able to punch on the clinch and be able to punch effectively. Like Julio Cesar Chavez did that good too.
Right.
Clinch him up, they can't still knock him out because he knows how to punch in the inside. And a lot of fighters today don't know how to fight in the inside. Really, they only fight on the outside. But back in the day, and that's why I say David Davis has old school fighters. Because back in the day, we all had to fight. We fought on the inside, learned how to fight inside, stay right there toe to toe, and bob weave from right there, and punch and get the right shots in. So yeah, I think that he's right about watching body mechanics, but I don't think he really understands. It's like this: some fighters, you can watch them from the outside, be like, "Damn, he's doing that. I can beat him. I'm gonna tear him up." I remember watching Miguel Cotto and think like, "He's so slow. He's doing like he moves his head slow. Like I'm gonna tear him up. It's gonna be
Hmm.
easy." But when I got in the ring with him, his timing was different and it was faster than what I thought. He kept hitting me with the jab, boom, boom. I'm like, wait a minute, how did he hit me with it? He's not that fast. How's he hit me with the jab? And the punches, and he kind of moving slow, but the punches are coming out and catching me with right hands and stuff. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, he's throwing
So
changeup. He's switching his timing.
it switches timing. So you can't. Sometimes you have to be in the ring with a certain fighter to be able to like, oh, that's why he's the world champion. Oh, that's why he does this, and that's why what I'm saying. That's why he can beat you down like that or this because it's different. It's different what you see on the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, well, if you was a fighter or I guess playing basketball, whatever, or you watch something on TV, you can see all kind of stuff from the couch. But when you get inside the ring or you get inside playing the basketball, whatever, you don't see the certain things that the coaches see from the outside. So it's kind of like that now. So you have to be in there to know. I mean, I've been in there with a lot of world champions and like, oh yeah, he's good. I'm gonna do this and that, whatever. And then they start tattooing me up. I'm like, the hell? I'm not talking about five people sparring like Janiro Hernandez or Zach Padilla. I'm like wondering Zach don't have that much power and he throw all his punches like and he gets hit with a lot of shots. Like, what? How is he knocking these guys out?
Hmm.
But then I get in the ring with him, and I start sparring with Zach. I'm like, oh, that's what's happening. They get tired after 5 or 6 rounds because he just keeps that pace up and throwing some punches, and they can't keep it up. So when he fought Roger Mayweather, I was laughing inside because Roger was just tattooing Zach. Boom, right hands, boom, 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 tearing him up. I said he about to get tired by the fifth, sixth round, and Zach gonna stop him. Zach stopped him. I don't know, it was 6, 7 round, whatever. But before that, Roger was having a field day with him.
Hmm.
So like I said, you have to be in the ring with him to know it's something different.
Hmm. Now, Shane, you were saying that you was sparring with guys. Even till this day, like who's recently have you been sparring like this year?
uh, I can't think of all the names. I know there's a couple of young ones of my Demarco, Demarcus, Demichael,
The Michael Harris
Demichael Harris. I've been sparring with him. We
from
spar a
Atlanta.
lot. From Atlanta, yeah, I spar with him a lot. There's a little Puerto Rican kid. I can't think of his name right now. They was both sparring with each other too as well. He's a 140 pounder. Um,
From Puerto Rico.
no, he's not from Puerto Rico. But I spar with a guy from Puerto Rico too. Another young guy from Puerto Rico, 2-0.
Oh, when I talked to you when you was in PR, when I
Yeah,
texted you was in PR.
yeah.
Uh,
I was sparring with him. And then there's another Puerto Rican guy that was that Rocky Martinez was training.
oh, okay, okay,
So
okay.
we go to Rocky's gym and we'll work with the little guys there. He was another undefeated guy. Um, this guy came in to work with to work with DeMichael, but also to work with Chambers, Theo Chambers. To work on places punches and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm it's racking my brain. You could ask Jay Leon would know because Jay Leon was in that thing too. He'll know.
Yeah.
Um, who else? I just got out of the ring with this little Cuban guy at Bones Adams gym. Really good, really
Yeah.
fast. I think he's Olympian. Can't think of his name though, but it's just Olympian. He's at Bones Adams gym. And then
Well, wait,
yeah, I think he fights
Cuban?
140. Cuban did he fight 140. He's tall. I think Cuban. He wasn't tall, but he was a little bit taller than me. About 5'11", 5'10", 140.
Trying to
He's
put.
really, really, really fast. Really fast. Southpaw,
Mm. So you think DeMichael Harris could be a world champion? I mean, he's like competing at 130.
of course.
He's like 6 feet tall.
Tall man, rangy. He got good power, good speed.
He's been in
Um,
there with all the top guys at
been in,
135.
he been in the top guy. Been with Tank and everybody, so he understands. The where he has to fight at, what talent he had to fight at. Yeah, I mean he has all the tools and stuff. He places the punch well. He reminds me of a little a small Tommy Hearns or something. The way that seriously, the way it does right here, it's better for me to come forward to him than to go away from him. Like if you try to run from him, he punches even harder when you go away from him. But I try
At the end
everything.
of the punch. Yeah.
Yeah, I when I spar with these young guys, I'll go out box, and then I'll come to them. I'll fight in the middle. I do different things, show them different looks and different angles, so they can learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that when I was sparring with DeMichael, that when I bounce around the ring and give him like boxing stuff, that his punching power would increase like double. But when I
Mm,
go to him, he still had power. He still punch hard. When I go to him, it wasn't as hard as when I was going away from him. I was like, okay, so you have to go at him.
mm-hmm.
For me, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I actually liked the. I seen Cormel Moulton. I interviewed him yesterday. He's going to be fighting on the Jamel Charlo and Canelo card as well.
Okay.
Um, he posted a clip of you of just talking about the footwork, about you. I think you said weight placement here, weight placement here. You remember that video?
I do remember it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you have to be able to shift your weight on your left leg and your right leg, and that's the way we punch. We punch from with the right hand. You're gonna have more to the weight of your left leg. You punch your left hook, your weight's gonna go on your right leg. So the placement of it. So some people say evenly, but it's not generating the power. Maybe speed, but not power. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to play with power, you gotta let your body move just a little bit, so the weight of your body can hit.
Right,
Yeah.
right. What do you think about Cormel Moulton as a fighter? He's going to be coming into the
I'm
pros at 126.
I'm not sure which one is that one.
Oh, he's the light skinned freckle guy that he hits really hard in the Mayweather gym.
Southpaw guy, right? Southpaw.
I don't know.
I
He's not
haven't.
soft.
He's right-handed. I mean, but I've seen him a couple times at Bones' gym too. No,
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's gonna do very, very good. Looks like watching like some of his tapes and or sparring sessions and stuff like that. That he really reads the ring good, kind of like Shakur Stevenson does, but
Mm.
with the difference of more punching power, I think, or he at least he uh he tries to punch harder. Like he tries to put the weight into it and throw it more power. Whereas Stevenson just kind of like touches you. Um, but I'm seeing Stevenson punch harder too now as well. In his
Yeah.
last fight, it's like the punch power has increased. So that's gonna be problems for people too.
Right. Right. 100%. Who right now? Who's your favorite heavyweight?
My favorite heavyweight. Okay, so the heavyweight that I like to watch, and people might be like, whatever. The heavyweight I like to watch is Deontay Wilder.
Mm.
I like to watch him fight. And I'm anxious to see how much better he's gonna be now that he's learning like different tools, bring different tools to the game. Um, that's gonna be interesting to me.
Do
Yeah,
you
I would say that would be. Yeah, go ahead.
So you think how does a Deontay Wilder do with a guy like Alexander Usyk, the guy that's unified? You think he's Usyk is just too small for a guy like that, or do you think he can just outskill him?
I think Usyk is might be a little too small for somebody like a Deontay Wilder.
Mm.
Maybe not for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury don't hit like Deontay and all them, but I think that now Deontay Wilder bringing that jab and being able to range find, kind of the Tom Hearns thing,
Hmm.
that's gonna be a lot of problems for a lot of fighters.
I
I
heard
mean,
that's what he's really good at.
he was already knocking them dead. Now he
Right,
bring the jab to the table too, and maybe a left hook and some body shots. It's gonna be some problems. I just want to see. I'm
right.
anxious to see what's gonna happen. Like, what's the transformation? What's it gonna look like?
Do you, do you believe that those three fights with Deontay Wilder and Fury kind of took a lot out of Fury to the point that he's not really motivated to want to fight, Usyk for the undisputed, or do you think it's just a business thing because he's about to fight Ngannou, the UFC fighter?
I think it looks like to me that Tyson Fury wants to do what a lot of these other fighters been doing and collect some free money.
Gotcha.
He's just like he went over here and fought this guy, fought this guy, fought this guy, made some money, made some money. Well, I want to fight a couple of you know not not tough guys too. I'm the world champion. I can fight this one, this, and then I'll fight them on the big fight. And
Hmm.
let me get mine in too. They got theirs in.
It seems like they kind of like taking a page off of what Floyd did with McGregor and kind
All
of
that.
watching
Yeah,
Jake just doing his thing as well with the UFC cross promotions type deal.
right. So so maybe, like I said, that's just that my mentality.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That as a fighter, as a boxer, I don't like that. But maybe that's the best way. That's the best move is, to get the money you can and fight this guy. But I believe that if you're fighting these big fights, you'll get the money anyway.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
fight, get big money, get big money, big money. How much? I mean, how many millions did how many hundreds of millions of dollars you need, or 150 or 200 million? What do you need?
right.
I mean,
You
to
think?
live comfortably.
Yeah, you think Fury could beat Usyk?
I don't know. I think it'll be a harder fight for Fury to fight Usyk than Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
agree.
Hmm.
Deontay Wilder's a home run hitter, man. He all it
Yeah.
takes is one.
Yeah, and Usyk can't just be running in doing that little fancy whatever he's doing, and you got to at least be able to hurt Deontay. If you can't hurt him, man, it's some problems. That's like that Tom Hearns thing.
Yep, 100%, 100%. So you when I was talking to you about like you doing exhibitions and stuff like that, you said nobody wants to fight you. But in that being said, like is that something that you would actually be willing to do?
Of course, nobody. Okay, let me put it this way: nobody wants to fight me like that. I'll be able to make any type of real money with.
Gotcha.
Not nobody be the one to fight me. There's people out there fight. I'm thinking like, oh, there's a couple guys. I think Jesse James would go in there do an exhibition with me. Um, Nate Campbell said he was ready to do a exhibition or whatever. He's been he works out and coaches people, but it's like who really knows like Nate Campbell and Jesse James is he was champion too, but he's a little older. Campbell was too, but it's not like it was like Florida Pacquiao or you know Oscar, or who else? I mean,
Can
maybe
Oscar
maybe
get one?
maybe
Can
but
Oscar get one?
yeah, maybe even no, you can't. Maybe even Bernard. I don't know. Maybe even Bernard, but Bernard's a little big, but whatever. I'm like, there's not too many people that would say, all right, let's just do this exhibition. I almost did an exhibition with this the Pacquiao, the one that Pacquiao did an exhibition with, but that fell through. So whatever.
You think it would have to be more in the UFC lines? You think
I
anybody in
would
the
definitely do UFC lines. That's that to me because I already, man, boxing UFC is different. I know this already, and you can see Jake knows this too as well. So it's a whole different ball game. Um, yeah, they don't want to do that.
Yeah, because I see him Jose Masvidal trying to do that. Well, he did it with Roy and Anthony Pettis. So I was like, hey, won't y'all hit up my man Shane? Let's
Hit
see
me
if
up.
y'all willing.
Hit me up. Hit me up. I think, like I said, I'm a different animal.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm just a little different, but we'll see. Maybe one of these UFC fighters around my weight will want to, play around in the ring. Mhm.
You're
Hey,
funny.
I'm all for. It. I'm ready.
Yeah, I
I
know
just,
you're ready, bro. I seen you in the gym. I'm
mm,
I'm like looking at you bench, and I'm like, there's nobody right now in his weight that's doing that right now.
no, not even now.
No,
They might be doing it with the legs though. Terrence is doing it with the legs, but
Terrence
everybody,
Fillon,
yeah, he do it with the legs, but everybody, like I'm pretty strong. I've always
right?
been strong though. I've always
No,
been like
yeah.
that.
I've heard stories, bro. I've heard stories. I've heard sparring stories too of what you've done on with people for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I remember. I think you sparred Blair Cobbs, right?
Black Cobbs was my thing. He was sparring with me. I bring him here sparring. Yeah, lots of times. But he was a kid though. He was like 17 years old when I was sparring with him. I think.
Yeah,
I bring him in tail end, let him throw punches at me. Basically,
yeah,
Blair's funny.
yeah. I was on a live with him and Zab, and Zab's like, "Did Shane knock you out?" Because Shane's known to knocking people out. Blair's
No,
like, "Nah."
he's a little youngster. I ain't gonna try. But I never really tried to knock up my sparring partners or anything like that. I work hard though. I make them work as hard as they can work because I want to
Mhm.
work hard. But I'm not gonna like if I hit you and I rock you, then I'm gonna back away. I'm not gonna just keep punching. I'm not one of those guys. I want to see you get better. Because if you get better, when you get better and you do all this person, it's gonna make me better because you're not gonna be afraid to throw punches at me or do what you need to do to try to be better than me. So I want you better.
Right,
You
right.
know.
Now, did you tell me who do you believe is going to win September 30th with Jamel Charlo and Canelo?
I think Canelo's just too big.
Canelo's too big.
Yeah. I mean, I know Jamal Charles big or Jamel whatever's bigger, taller, whatever, but Canelo's he's filled into 68, whereas Jamel is still can go down to 54. Which come man go to 54? Canelo
So
can't
is,
get to
is
54.
Canelo outpointing him, or is he
No, I
getting him
think
out of there?
mm, Canelo might be stopping him.
Yeah,
Might be stopping. I don't know, but might be. He might be too big for him because
yeah.
Canelo's fast. He's not. It's not like he's big and slower than Jamel. He's actually big and fast or faster with the counterpunch than Jamel is.
It's the timing. His timing is different too.
His time is different. He's faster. Like I said, he's faster and bigger. And it's too much. Too much. It's too.
It,
It's like Bivol fighting Canelo. Too much for Canelo. Too big.
that's how you feel. That's how you feel for it. Yeah,
It's too big. Bivol
yeah.
to Canelo. That's it's 60, 68 for Canelo. And then
And
75, he'd be a lot of guys at 75. He's knocking a lot of guys out 175. And maybe even be a champion. But we're talking about the elite, the best. So Bivol is like, he's 75 going to cruiser, and then the other guy's probably the same thing. You know?
do you think Canelo was better at 54 or at 68? Because you fought him at 54, right?
I think he was better at 160.
That was where he was at his best.
More so his best. Yeah, 160. 68 was good too, but 60 I think he was at his best.
He was actually throwing combinations.
combination of everything. 54 is good too, but 60, I think 60 was his best, and the 68 he's still good. 60 is great, but I think 60, yeah, he was very explosive, very fast. He had the best of both worlds.
Do you think it's the weight, or do you think he's declining as a fighter, or do you think he's better?
Um, I think that he's losing touch or not doing the same things that got him there
Mm,
after he lost to Floyd. He's not
mm.
bobbing his head the same way. He's not, as he's sitting on his shots more. He's not like it's not snappy and fast. His reactions is not the same. He's just settling for just keeping his hands up and letting him throw punches at his gloves so he can try to counter instead of duck it and come back with it, duck it, come back. So he's not doing the same thing. So he is declining, but not because of his age. He's declining because of I just
Maybe
kind of
the
say it.
work in the
He's
gym,
declining. He's declining because of success.
the success, the silk sheets, like they say.
He's declining because of the silk sheets, of them down silk sheets.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so you believe, because I know exactly what you mean. He used to counter, and he used to catch and counter everything. Like he didn't give you no room.
no room enough. Now he'll sit there waiting on you and try to get you a shot or two, and believe that he's just gonna knock you out, and knows that he's the best, and it's not the same hunger.
Right.
It's not like the same hunger. Like, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I mean, now it's kind of like I am the best. So I just got to I'm
It's
the
not the
king.
same training camps.
Hey, what?
It's not the same training camps.
Yeah, this is like the same train camps. He looks a little more pudgier. It looks like he doesn't look like his body like the same look in his eye.
Right.
Even though he's like he wants to win as a champion and all that stuff, and he's gonna do all the right stuff. It's just not the same hunger. You can see it. It's not the same hunger. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like he's declining because he's too old or whatever. And that could be a little bit of factor too, or
It's a
he's that
choice.
you have, but it's just it happens to pretty much everybody. I
Right.
guess.
I talked to
But
Buddy McGirt. Money McGirt says that he believes that Canelo probably retire after this fight, even though Canelo has said that he wants to stay for 4 more years. Um, but he people say the hunger. There's not enough money. He's been making so much money, so much. So but I'm gonna get into
but you know, I don't know if it's all about the money for him. Right now, everybody talks about the money, but I don't know if it's all about the money.
mm,
I think it's about the competition, about the name that he can compete with,
mm,
like that can get his juices up. But like, you know what? I'm gonna fight. I don't know whoever's at his weight. Let's say that Crawford was like a real 160, 68 pounder. Then if his juices get up, yeah, this is gonna be a fight. I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready for it. Like he can't say I'm too big or too small. I gotta get ready and properly get ready mentally. Cause
mm,
now it's like he's just getting ready physically and just doing stuff mentally. He's on autopilot.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? He's on autopilot. Yeah, I'm the best. I'm the champ. I'm the greatest. He's an autopilot. There's
Right.
nobody. He can't really foresee anybody really but Bivol. But Bivol is kind of big, and the other guy's really big. I mean, yeah, but it's hard to like. It's not really his weight.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a 160 pounder, small 68.
Yeah, 100%.
If
Now,
he's working hard, go ahead.
right. My last question, right? I remember you did an interview with Marcos, and you was talking about Errol Spence and Crawford sparring. That you overheard something about it, and it
Yeah,
went viral.
yeah, because somebody said, but all I was saying they misinterpret what I was saying.
Okay, clear it
So
up.
basically, all I was saying was, I don't because I at that point I had picked Crawford, and that's well, maybe Spence. Somebody did say Spence, did some good stuff with, and if they spar with each other, they both know each other, so that's gonna make a difficult fight, more difficult fight because they both know each other's habits if they're sparring with each other. right? So
Mm,
I'm saying, so I heard somebody said that Spence was strong and did something to Crawford and spar, but that don't mean nothing.
yeah.
That really don't mean that they did something in sparring a long time ago. So what? But I was just saying it, but they cut it off at that point. They didn't get the extra after what I said. It was like, oh well, okay, like whatever. Or yeah, he beats him. He might beat him in sparring, but it's different now. Or he might have did something in sparring good, but yeah, I heard. I don't know. I'm thinking
Right.
that maybe Spence does have a different check. Maybe he has a mental. Maybe Spence has a mental up over Crawford because of the sparring session. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then when I watched them shadow box hit the bags, I was like, hold on, Crawford winning this
Yeah. Yeah.
because the movement and everything. Like he was just like in the rhythm, and Spence was like really tight, hitting the mitts and stuff, and not really moving his head. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not gonna be good. But I didn't even know about the weight loss drain and all that stuff. If I'd known about that, I would have picked Crawford a long time ago. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I was thinking that maybe he because you never, like I said, you don't know until you get in the ring with the person or the fighter or whatever. So I didn't really know because I heard Spencer's, doing stuff with Mayweather and doing stuff here and there. I heard that, but I don't know because I haven't seen them in the ring yet. So it could be. I thought Crawford, but it could have been Spence. Spence could have had a mental edge in sparring and took it into the fight some kind of way
Right. Right.
because it's really a mental game anyway.
Right. Right. You seen it kind of went viral, right? Like
I
that.
did. It's something what's gonna make it go viral. I'm like, what's his name again? The guy that
Marco.
was, his name was Marco with the
Yeah.
big eyes.
The one that interviewed you.
No, he had the big eyes. I don't know the interview. Oh, the one that interviewed, but the one that had the big eyes, one made it go viral.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's the one. I don't know what's his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Showtime Biz.
Yeah, yeah. He made it go viral because he was like, yeah. Even Shane said that Spence hit him and beat him in sparring or hit him in sparring something, but then he get the whole context of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that happened, and maybe that could be a factor in it, but I don't know. I'm still 50-50. I was like, I'm 50-50 because I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know. And then when I watched them hit the miss, I was like, so Crawford gonna get this, you
Yeah.
know?
That's how it is in the media world, man. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, it's like you'll get they'll cut off a clip of what you're saying, and
Yeah.
let everyone else fill the void.
Yeah, you feel like it's like, oh well, Shane said Spence gonna win. I'm like, no, I don't. I just said so. Then right after that, I remember that video when I had did a video interview, and that's what it is. Like, so who do you think gonna win? Shane I said, oh, Crawford gonna win. It's like, well, I thought you said Spence. I never said Spence was gonna win. I said it was 50-50, and I was undecided.
Yeah,
But when I seen what I seen, that let me know who's gonna win, who I think's gonna win.
yeah. You've been saying Crawford for months,
Yeah,
months.
but yeah,
Yeah, you told me one time like 8 months ago, and then probably like 3 months ago, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, Shane just changed his
it's Spence.
theory. How come?
No. Yeah, no, I didn't.
I understand. Well, Shane, man, I really appreciate this interview, man. I know that everyone in the chat is definitely appreciative as well. I gotta go watch this Usyk and Daniel Dubois. I guess everyone in the comments is telling me that Usyk got robbed, or Daniel Dubois got robbed.
Oh, they
Uh,
fought already
yeah, they fought. They're up in what is
in
it?
England.
Poland. They're in
Poland.
Poland. Yeah.
Oh, so they
So
said
it's
the
like,
bar got robbed.
yeah, people over here saying that Dubois dropped Usyk in the body, and they
Caught it
called it a
no.
low blow.
Oh, and
So
then what else? That's it.
what else, guys? What else happened? What else happened? Why y'all believe that Usyk got a lucky decision? Why do you believe that Daniel Dubois got robbed? We would like to know, because we was here doing a classic interview. Yeah, today's the heavyweights. The
The
battle of
heavyweight,
the
yeah.
heavyweight.
Let's go. Let's go.
You're
And,
gonna be watching.
if that happens with DeBar, whatever it is, he didn't want to see no Deontay Wilder with that.
Oh, I know. You right about that.
He
If
want,
that
I mean,
happens,
yeah, he want to see that with the Deontay.
Carl Brown says it was low, but I can see what people are saying. Dubois lost in 9. Dubois lost in 9. What does that mean? Dubois lost in 9. Like if Dubois did do what Dubois got? Did he was it a decision, guys, or did Dubois got KO'd by the ninth round? He got robbed himself by not getting up. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a Oh, so they're saying that
Usyk.
because Usyk didn't get up fast enough. All right, here it is. Here it is. Usyk
Oh,
won.
so I see it.
Usyk won. They called it a low blow, but it was
No
clean
contact.
shot, and
No
Usyk
contact.
would have had been counted out. So basically, Usyk won by points. I'm assuming he was knocked down in the ninth, but couldn't get up. All right. So what do we? Was that a unanimous decision, or was it a split? Because that's important too. Because now we got to go and watch the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, no, a KO. So are you guys telling us right now that Usyk KO'd Daniel Dubois? Despite anything, the best man won the fight. Usyk KO'd him in the ninth. Okay.
Oh well, who's the KO him? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so we're talking about so they're trying to say that he got robbed because Dubois should have got him because he landed that shot first.
Oh, and Usyk went down, but then Usyk got back up and fought to the ninth round, and then hit him and killed him.
Yeah. Did you see that coming as far as like Usyk being able to KO Dubois?
Not at all. Usyk got some power, I guess. There's no way because the bar. I've seen the bar fight in person in England somewhere, and that dude can punch. And Usyk look kind of small. That's like it feels like I'm a 106 pounder hitting me and hurting me.
Oh,
112 pounder, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there fighting with a 112 pounder or something. And they
right.
get me with some shots. I'm like, what? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So I guess that happened in the fifth round of the body
Killing
shot.
flow.
So
Uh,
now you and I, all we're gonna be doing is just checking for that fifth round. Like, was it?
yeah,
Was
that's
it?
what
Is
happened. That's
now
right.
now if anything though, right? It's like does Fury got enough power to land a big body shot for Usyk to get hurt? Because now people going to say that Usyk is, weak in the body now.
Well, I think Fury punches gonna punch hard anyway because he's almost 300 pounds. So you got 300 pound man that does not throw a little punch. That's gonna feel like a two, at least 245, a big 245 pounder hitting you. Just think
Yeah,
about that. He's a big old dude.
I've also heard that Fury does that. He's kind of pillow fisted. Some heavyweights told me that too as
But
well.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Mm.
he's pillow fisted at that. This needs to be a turnover, overturned. Yeah, Fury gonna go to the body now. I think Fury will get countered in trying to go to Usyk's body. Yeah, that's a good match. I mean, I always thought that a Fury and Usyk fight would be a good fight. I
Right.
always thought that.
Well, I mean, now that I see that Usyk can like hurt big guys, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, that's gonna be a good fight because he has a chance to be able to hurt him too, not just outspeed him and outclass him, but actually hurt him as well. So that makes it an interesting fight.
And that's true because he hurt two big guys. He hurt Anthony Joshua
Yeah.
and Daniel Dubois ain't no small guy.
No, he's big. He's a big dude, and he punches hard too.
Yeah.
He's a
So
big puncher.
who do you favor in that fight? Or you think that's a 50-50?
I mean, I would have favored Tyson Fury, but seeing what Usyk is doing in the heavyweight division, I think it's a 50-50. It's something you got to see.
Yeah, because I'm like, cause I didn't like Fury's last performance with Chisora.
Yeah,
But then again, it's like, are you really gonna get up for that fight?
no, he didn't.
Yeah.
But he knows that Usyk is really slick. It's gonna be hard to like catch him. He can't just. So usually Tyson Fury is the one that's bigger, but he has the footwork and he can sit there and tattoo him all day long. But
Mm-hmm.
now you got somebody that can move just like him, and he's like he can't just do that. He got to do something different.
Right.
And he
I
does
can. I
and southpaw. He does not he doesn't know what to do. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? How
right.
do I attack this guy? How do I get the advantage over this guy? With my sides, I lean on him, but I can't lean because he's too fast. He's moving around, so I can't really do that. So what do I do? Keep my range on him. But he knows how to get inside the range.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
Cause
the answer
cause you got
to do.
cause you got the heavyweights that weigh like 260, two
Yeah.
fifty. They're not gonna be fast. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So Fury
no.
could be faster than those guys because he got the
Right,
height,
right.
but he ain't gonna be as fast as these heavyweights that are 230, two
Right,
twenty,
right.
240. You know what I'm saying? So because I overheard that Jared Anderson has dropped Fury a few times in sparring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is real interesting, man. Now everybody in the comments got me really wanting to watch this fight. But now we know it's only 9 rounds, so it'll be quick.
Yeah. I mean, only nine. That's a lot.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
that's almost 12.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But still, I don't gotta watch a whole 12-round fight because
just
sometimes
go
the
to the
heavyweights.
just go to the fifth round, the ninth round.
Right, right. Because you have to admit sometimes the heavyweight fights be kind of boring.
They do. They do.
They're
But
not technical. That's why it's cool to watch Fury fight. But it is what it is. Usyk definitely dominated the fight. So yeah, I mean, we got misjudgments. A lot of people
every yeah.
yeah, they get real biased when it comes to stuff like this. They always want to see the top guy leave.
Mhm.
Rule them out fast.
What
But
does the rule say, though? What does the rule say? It's about the rule for what? They say what does the rule say for something?
what does the rule say? What does the rule say? Keep your punches above the belt.
Mhm.
I'm hyped for Fury versus Usyk. It- It's an amazing fight. It's an amazing fight. I mean, I think you got the two best guys. That's an undisputed bout. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is the best of finding the best. I think that's probably another reason why, like you said, he's taking Ngannou because this
Yeah.
is a close fight.
Yeah.
And is it as appetizing is when you're like undefeated or when you're not undefeated?
Well, in today's market, it's more appetizing when you're undefeated.
So you're gonna get the highest payday. Now, if you lose to a UFC fighter, where's your stock now?
Man, if he loses a UFC fight, oh my god.
And it's a rematch clause. So what happens if you lose twice? So imagine you get knocked out twice. This Usyk fight's not gonna be entertaining as much. It's not gonna be like we gotta see it.
Well, the one we have to see is Deontay Wilder and Usyk.
I think the Americans will stand by Wilder for sure
Of course.
in that fight. Yeah, because he's drama and everything else.
Yeah.
What do you think about Zilly Zhang? George Zilly Zhang?
Is that the southpaw Chinese guy?
Yes,
I
yes.
actually like him.
I like him too.
He's pretty good. But he doesn't keep that up for the whole time. He only keeps up for a couple of rounds. He dips off, do something else, and then come back and do it again. But it's not consistent. But
You're
if
right.
it's consistent, then maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I do
hard
I
when
do
you're
like
that
him though.
big. He's like
Yeah,
6'6".
yeah, it is hard, but I mean, it's kind of interesting to see a big old Chinese guy and can throw like that.
Yeah, they've been talking about Zilly Zhang and Jared Anderson for quite some time now, for a few months now.
Well, Jared Anderson's gonna put it on him because he's just too much speed, too young. and he ain't gonna be to him with that left hand that he's hitting the other guy with. So it's gonna be different because Jared moves too. He's a mover. Like he's a young fighter. He ain't gonna be there.
100%, 100%. Yeah, Fury needs to go ahead and fight Usyk. That would be the bad for Fury. What do you think about Frank Sanchez? The Flash, the Cuban Flash.
Mm, that could be good too.
He's a good that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Sugar Shane, put on your shirt. Yeah, see these guys be
Uh,
getting jealous. They getting jealous, man.
why
Come
you
on,
put a shirt
Kane.
on? Why you put a shirt
Huh?
on?
They getting jealous. They're like, yo, man, this
What?
guy got a
Come on, man. I'm 50. I'll be 52 pretty soon. Leave me alone.
listen, the only thing you don't have to do, man, is make sure that your wife is not watching the TV and you're good. You're
That's
good.
right. You good. I'm trying to show my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going like this. I'm going like right here.
Nah, I understand, legend. You already good. Now, K goes, you laughing my ass off, the legend. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I had a great time chopping it up with you, Shane. To the next one, man.
To the next one. So
All right.
you have my numbers. Hit me up on the phone more because sometimes I'm on Instagram, but I go and look at it a little bit, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
So just hit me up on the phone.
Absolutely, I definitely will, man. God bless, and on to the next, man.
All right, brother.
All right,
Peace.
brother.
Mhm.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is my man right there. That's my guy, Sugar Shane Mosley. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Another legend, another great interview for the book. So, we chopped up about everything. So, everybody, please like this video right now. If you just tuned in, like it right now. If you like my channel, like this right now. If you love boxing, like this right now. I'm probably gonna tap in right after with the top rank fight. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna be doing another interview with Coach Kenny, talking about the Lorenzo Simpson fight that happened last night. The decision didn't go his way. I like some of the things that he was saying in the corner. I noticed that some of the things that he was saying in the corner and Calvin weren't the same things. So, I got to dip in a little bit and chop it up with my guys and stuff with the tank team. I love both of them regardless. I'm really cool with Truck. We're going to be chopping it up next week, just letting him relax. Nevertheless, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, send a little donation if you can. That was Sugar Shane Mosley, the legend. We chopped it up. He explained himself about that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford sparring. He heard it from a birdie, but nevertheless he was going with Crawford. But much love to you guys. God bless. On to the next. I'm gonna have to see this Joe Joyce. Oh my God, I said Joe Joyce. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois fight. I just missed it by doing this wonderful interview. But please, guys, smash the like button, man. For real, smash the like button. He was just hanging out today. You already know he was just hanging out today. You know what I'm saying? Much love to you guys. God bless, and we on to the next one.